Welcome you all. Today we are going to talk about the linear equations in two variables, and there are different methods to solve them. We'll just take one of them, that is the graphical method. We are going to discuss about the graphical method of solving the linear equations in two variables. This is one of the most important questions as per the board exams of class 10. One question of graph will always be there, so we'll just try to understand the method and the way in which we have to solve it. So let's see how it is done. Now here you can see here that there are two equations taken. One is 2x minus 3y plus 13 equals to 0, and the second equation is 3x minus 2y plus 12 equals to 0. So this is the pair of linear equations which we have to solve by the graphical method. Now here what we have to do is, first thing to be done is we have to find the solutions for these. We'll take the first equation, and from this equation we will calculate the value of x or the value of y. If we are calculating the value of x, it will be in terms of y. If we calculate the value of y, it will be in terms of x. So as you can see here, 2x is equal to, now this minus 3y plus 13, when transposed to the other side, when we move it to the other side, minus 3y becomes plus 3y, plus 13 becomes minus 13, and 2x equals to minus 13 plus 3y is the equation which we get. This further when written, x equals to minus 13 plus 3y upon 2. Or if you want, you can calculate or find the value of y in terms of x as it is given. I have taken both the values. Now what we have to do is, we will solve these equations and we will try to find at least 3 solutions. So for that we will have a table. We are going to write the solutions in the tabular form, where we will have this way written x and y. Now this equation I am going to solve with the help of this value of x which I have calculated, that is x equals to minus 13 plus 3y upon 2. Here now if you see, I am going to take the value of y as 1, because this is in terms of y. Because we have y here, so we are going to substitute the values of y. You can take any value of y, but just keeping in mind that try to get the value of x as a whole number. If not a whole number, then it may be in fractions. But mostly the equations which we have, we will surely get a whole number in between them. So according to that, I have taken y as plus 1. Now what we will do, taking this y equals to plus 1 in the relation which we have calculated, that is x equals to minus 13 plus 3y upon 2. Here what we will do, we will substitute the value of y as 1. So if you substitute the value of y as 1, it will be minus 13 plus 3 multiply 1 upon 2. We have taken 1 in place of y. Now if you solve this, what is the value of x you get? It is minus 13 plus 3 upon 2, and minus 13 plus 3 is minus 10 upon 2. So we get the value of x as minus 5. So now what we are going to do, what was the value taken? Y is plus 1, and what value of x we got? Minus 5. So this value we are going to fill it in the table. So x is minus 5. So make sure that you fill the values correctly. X is minus 5 and y is 1 or plus 1. It is the same thing. Now let's have the second value. For the second, I have taken y equals to plus 3. If you take y equals to 3, then x equals to, what was it? It was minus 13 plus 3y upon 2. So substituting the value of y as 3, we get minus 13 plus 3 multiply 3 upon 2, because y is 3. If you solve this, x equals to minus 13 plus, now 3 multiply 3 is 9 upon 2. Now minus 13 plus 9, if you solve this, you get it as minus 4 upon 2, and we get the value of x as minus 2. So when y is plus 3, x is equal to minus 2. So again, substitute these values or fill these values in the table. So x is minus 2. Here we take minus 2. Y is 3. So this is written here. Now actually, to find the solutions graphically, only these two solutions are enough. With 2 you can do it, but we are going to find out 3 solutions. Reason being, for a linear equation, when we draw the graph, we always get a straight line. And you very well know that if there are only 2 points, wherever it is, you will always get a straight line. But when you calculate 3 points, then the straight line which is formed will make it sure that your solutions are right. In case if any one of the solution is wrong, you will not be getting a straight line. So that will indicate you that there is something wrong in your steps, in the solutions which you have calculated. So for that sake, we will calculate the third one also. And in order to calculate the third one, I am going to take y equals to plus 4. Now if this value is taken, y equals to plus 4, then x, which we have as minus 13 plus 3y upon 2, will be equal to minus 13 plus 3 multiply 4 upon 2, and solving it, you have x equals to minus 13 plus 12 upon 2, which is minus 1 upon 2. Now here you see I have taken such a value so that I can even make it clear that how to plot the decimals in the graph, how to use decimals also. So when we are taking y equals to plus 4, the value of x, we get it as minus 1 upon 2. So when you take this minus 1 upon 2 and convert it into decimal, you get it as minus 0.5. So this is the value of x which we have. Now value of x is minus 0.5, value of y is plus 4. This we will substitute or fill it in the table. So here x is minus 0.5 and y is 4. So this is the solution of first equation. We are getting 3 solutions of the first equation. Now we will solve the second equation in the same way equations. We will first find the solutions for these equations. One by one we will try to do it. So here is the second equation which we have, that is 3x minus 2y plus 12 equals to 0. Again you can see I have found the value of x in terms of y, and even I have found the value of y in terms of x. So either you can go with this part or you can go with this one. It is an optional one. You can either calculate value of x or value of y. Only one is to be done. So here I have done both for you, but I am going to solve with this second part now. In the first one, I had calculated with the value of x which we had taken. Now I'll show you how to do it with the value of y. Though there is no difference in it. The only difference is if you go on with this, you are going to substitute the value of y, and if you go with this, you have to substitute the value of x. As you can see, I have taken the first value of x as 0. because we have y equals to 3x plus 12 upon 2. Now this contains the variable x. So we are going to substitute the value of x, and here I have taken a random value, that is 0. When you take 0, you get here 3 multiplies 0 plus 12 upon 2, which is equal to 0 plus 12 upon 2, that is y equals to 12 upon 2 equals to 6. So when x is 0, y is equal to 6. Now this value you fill it in the table. So x is 0. So again keep it in mind, we are taking x always at in the first position and y in the second position. So we have taken x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 here, and y equals to 6. So this 6 will be written here. Now let's move to the second solution. Say we take x equals to minus 2. Now if you are taking x equals to minus 2, then the value of y which we calculate will be 3 multiply minus 2 plus 12 upon 2, and this gives you 3 multiply minus 2 is minus 6 plus 12 upon 2. Now minus 6 plus 12 is 6 upon 2, and y is equal to 3. So here if x equals to minus 2, y is equal to 3. Shift it in the table. So x equals to minus 2 and y equals to 3. So here again the same condition, 2 are okay. With 2 solutions you can find the graph, you can draw the graph, but still we will find one more solution. Let's have x equals to minus 4. Now when you take x equals to minus 4, then y, which is equal to 3x plus 12 upon 2, becomes 3 multiply minus 4 plus 12 upon 2, and y equals to, now 3 multiply minus 4 is minus 12 plus 12 upon 2, which is 0 upon 2, that is 0. So if x equals to minus 4, y is equal to 0. So let's shift this value also in the table. So it says that x equals to minus 4, then y equals to 0. So these are the solutions for the second equation. Now after finding the solutions, what we have to do is, now we will draw the graph based on these solutions. So here is the graph in front of you now. As you can see, this graph sheet I have divided into 4 parts. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. I have drawn one vertical line and one horizontal line to divide it into 4 parts. After dividing it, you can see here this point where both the axes meet each other, that is named as 0, and this is known as origin. And on the y-axis, towards the top, you have the values, the positive integers 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Towards the bottom, you have the negative integers, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. Same is on the x-axis. You can see towards the right you have the positive integers, and towards the left you have the negative integers. Now here what we have to do is, we have to locate the points which we have found in the solution on this graph. As you can see, one point I have already shown you, and this is the first solution of the first equation. The solution was, it says x equals to minus 5 and y equals to 1. So this is x equal to minus 5 and this is y equals to 1. So this line of y equal to 1 and this line of x equals to minus 5, these two meet at this point. So we have taken a point here and we have written the coordinates of this point as minus 5 and 1. Similarly, we are going to plot the points for the remaining two solutions of this first equation. It says x equals to -2 and y equals to 3. So this is the point. We will locate it here and we will write the coordinates here as -2 and 3. So this is the second point. Then the third point. Now the third point is minus 0.5. X is minus 0.5. So this is 0 and this is -1. And minus 0.5. 0.5 means half. So the midpoint of 0 and -1. This is 0.5. So this point we are going to take this line along with y equals to 4. So this is y equals to 4. So 0.5 here and y equals to 4. This is the point which we have, and this point represents minus 0.5 and 4. Naming the coordinates, be careful. What we have to do, we have to write the x coordinate, the x value first, and then the y value. So after writing down these points, or after plotting these points, we will draw a straight line now passing through these 3 points. So just use a scale and then draw a straight line. After drawing this straight line, you can do one more thing. On one end of it, you may write the equation to represent that this line is for which equation. So here, let's say you write it here, or you may write it here, or you may write it here. Let me write it here. The equation it is written. So the equation is 2x minus 3y and plus 13 equals to 0. So this is just to indicate that this line is the solution for the first equation. Now next what we will do is we will go with the second line. Now the second line or the second equation, where the first solution of it says x is 0 and y is 6. So x is 0 and y is 6. It means this point will lie on the y-axis itself. So this is the point. Write down the coordinates 0, 6. Second coordinate or the second point or the second solution which we have, it is x equals to -2 and y equals to 3. So x equals to -2 and y equals to 3. Now this is the same point which we had in the first equation also. So no need to repeat it. You may just take it as it is. And the third one, it is x is -4 and y is 0. So the third point lies on the x-axis. So this is the point. It is -4, 0. So we have the 3 points now: -4, 0, -2, 3 and 0, 6. Now what we will do is we will draw another line passing through these points. So like this, we will draw the line. We get another straight line here, and in this also do the same. Write down the equation on one of the end. So the equation here was 3x minus 2y plus 12 equals to 0. So this is it. So here you can see we have two lines, two straight lines as a solution for the two equations, and these two lines, they meet each other at this point. And what is the point? The coordinates are -2, 3. So we can say that these two values, these two coordinates, they are the solution of this equation. So as a solution, x is equal to this value, the coordinate, the x coordinate of this, that is -2, and y is equal to the y coordinate of this point, that is 3. So in this way we have solved the given linear equations graphically, and we got the solutions as -2 and 3. So here this is how it is to be done. Now here just I want to add the equations which we took. We draw the lines. After drawing the lines, we see that these two lines are intersecting each other, and when they are intersecting we get one common point, so we get one solution. There are different situations which arise, that is, you may get two parallel lines for the two equations, that is, the two lines never meet each other. So if you get a parallel line as the graph, then we say that the equations do not have any solution. We will write this at the last, because the lines are parallel, so no point is in common. When there is no point in common, then we say that the equations have no solution. And there is one more condition which arises. First is intersecting lines, second is parallel lines, third is coincident line. Coincident line, what happens? You draw the line for the first equation, this is there. Next, when you draw the line for the second equation, it again lies on the same line, means it is not a separate line, but it again comes on the first line itself. So when you get these type of lines, means for both the equations you get single line, then we say that the equations have many solutions. So these are the three conditions which will be there. One is intersecting line, you will get a unique solution. Parallel lines, no solution. And coincident lines, many solutions. So this is how you solve the linear equations graphically. We'll meet again. We'll discuss more other topics. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.